Bam! Anxious People by Fredrik Backman. I love this book. I couldn't put it down. I think I read it in 3 days. We're in the middle of a pandemic. What else am I going to do, right? This book is filled with quotables. Listen, these are all quotes from the book that I wrote, and then what was the other page? It's just stuff you want to tweet out, you know? It's basically a book about a bank robbery where that goes south, and then the bank robber ends up taking these hostages, and then they're all strangers, obviously, because they're hostages, and then somehow their stories all intertwine, and I cried at the end. I'll say that I definitely cried at the end. This book is about love, relationships, adulthood, parenthood, addiction, pain, suicide. He's covering all the aspects of humanity. If you're someone, right, who you like feel alone in what you're going through right now, whatever you're going through, this is the book you want to pick up, because as he says, like, literature can be a love letter between people who don't know how to express themselves otherwise. I give you a few quotes out of the book that really resonated with me, and I'll actually start with one of the last quotes I highlighted, which was, we're looking for something to cling on to, something to fight for, and something to look forward to. And I love that, because I think that sometimes we forget the things that we are fighting for and the things that we're clinging on to, that we're holding so dear in our heart, and the things that we're looking forward to. There's so many, whether it's a movie, an event, a place to go, something, results from something. We're all looking forward to something. We all want to fight for something. We want to have a purpose, some vigor, something that gets the blood circulating a little bit. And then we also want to have something that we cling to, that we're holding on to, that we just want to keep for ourselves. And we don't want to share it with anybody else. And that's okay. You see this especially in relationships where there's just a party. There's something that you do that you don't want to share with your partner. You just want to do it for yourself. It could be spa day, it could be reading, whatever it is. But we all have this aspect of ourselves that we want to cling to, whether it's your masculinity or your femininity or whatever. I remember there was a story about, not in the book, but about this guy who he was facing death, and they pulled out a gun on him, and they were like, "Take off your clothes," and he was like, I'm not taking my clothes off. Like, if you're gonna kill me, if I'm gonna die dressed, suited, and booted, So he held on to that aspect of himself. That was part of his identity. So yeah, I really love that quote. In the book, he also talks about, and I'm just gonna share quotes with you that I love from the book, or at least paraphrasing some of those things, because you really have to read the book just to see how the stories come together and how the people do it. Some of the characters are ridiculous, where almost to the point of annoying in the beginning. And then as their stories start to interconnect, you go, oh, this is powerful. One of the more powerful aspects of the story, and this happens in the first few pages of the book, where he's talking about this guy on a bridge, and I'm not going to give anything away. The guy's standing on a bridge, and he's talking about how he's tried so hard to be the perfect father, and just did all the right things, got the job, wife, the kids, and everything right, and just felt like that facade had been broken due to a bank crisis. And so many of us are struggling with pretending that everything is fine, pretending that everything is okay, pretending that we have it all together, when really we don't, which is what makes us anxious people. right? What we want to get to a place is where we can share what we're going through, because that really is what loneliness is. As mentioned in the book, is feeling like you're the only one headed toward your destination. So if you feel like you're the only one headed towards job loss and insecurity and divorce and grief and sorrow, that's a very lonely place. On the flip side, if you're the only person who you feel like is, getting promoted and moving forward, that can be lonely also, feeling like you're being separated from the pack. You get that promotion, now you have that nice office that's way off in the corner away from all your employees and friends that you used to, talk trash with and go out to get drinks with after work. So there's so many different ways where we can feel isolated and lonely. But the first step is to share what we're going through and to stop pretending and trying to maintain this facade of perfectionism that we all want to do. You know what? I was going to share a bunch more quotes, but I feel like like you just have to read the book. I love that he talks about how antidepressants, people on antidepressants don't miss, especially people who are manic depressive or bipolar, they don't miss the highs on the antidepressants. They miss the cries. Yeah, they miss the ability to feel sad, to watch a movie and get all teared up. And that's one of the things that they don't like about the antidepressants. It takes away that ability. He said, and I also love that he said, no one ever gets ruined by losing. No one gets ruined by losing. They get ruined by trying to win back the money they lost. That's right. And this applies to so many things, because even if we're talking about sleep, right? You maybe you don't get enough sleep during the weeks, and then you try to binge sleep on the weekends, which we know has disastrous consequences, because then it just keeps throwing off your circadian rhythm, and you never feel caught up or well rested. So I don't know. Sorry, I don't know why I yawn when I do these. I'm not gonna edit that out. It's all part of this wild and crazy journey. So if you're in a position where you're trying to get revenge, or you're trying to win back something, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. We're gonna end it there. Get this book, Anxious People by Fredrik Backman, and let me know in the comments below what you thought about the book. Please subscribe and like. I'll be uploading more book reviews.